First, Radio Romania International. Listeners Letterbox.
I am Eugen Nafta, welcoming you to a fresh edition in our Listeners Letterbox series, a fortnightly show where we live through your letters, messages, suggestions and comments on our programs. The first letter we're taking out of the box this week is the one sent in by Hans Werner Lolleke, who lives in Hedehusene, Denmark. Hans tuned into our broadcast a couple of days ago. Here's what Hans wrote on our programs. We quote, "Hello Romania. We have just celebrated 2 years jubilee for a wonderful tour to Romania. The wave of hospitality and friendliness is still in our hearts. The nature, Pentecostal Mass, the magnificent sculptures of Brancusi, the masters of Juarez ceramics, is still very much alive in our memory, not to mention the Radio Romania International company on the tour and the director of Radio Romania International that came into his working place to meet us. We are so grateful. We are also very much endured by the fact that the COVID-19 infection is on a low point in Romania. May it continue to be so. Now to another subject. The village and farming has my interest since I was born and had my childhood in the village. I hope programs such as farm tourism will save the village life. My question is, what is the crops that are mainly grown in Romanian farming? Summer greetings to all of you. Best of luck to the Romanian tennis player in Wimbledon." Unquote. Dear Mr. Lolleke, we're deeply honored because you have been such a faithful listener to our programs. Your remarks on our radio shows and the current situation in Romania are insightful and your questions thought-provoking. Mr. James Youngman, living in Cocoa, Florida, United States of America, tuned into our radio broadcast fairly recently, and we took the liberty to quote from his message. "I would like to confirm that I heard Radio Romania International's English broadcast at 22:25 hours UTC. Frequency was 7310 MHz. Signal information as follows. Signal strength 5, interference 4, noise 4, propagation 4, overall 5. Details of broadcast. News including details on biodegradable bags being used in of plastic ones. Also how plastic have been found in the stomachs of marine life. If I may impose on you, I would greatly appreciate a QSL card for confirmation of contact. Thank you very much." Unquote. There is a listener in India who sent in a reception report and some valuable details on our programs. His name is S. Hasna Manzil, and he lives in Ayampetai, the Tanjavur district, Tamil Nadu. Here is what Mr. Hasna wrote, quote, "I am a listener of shortwave radios. I love listening to worldwide radios and proud to be a DXer. I request you send me frequency guides, radio-related materials, and other promotional materials such as stickers, which makes listeners so happy to keep them. I shall be very grateful if you send." Unquote. Dear Mr. Hasna, thank you for tuning in to our broadcast. Thank you for reaching out. Rest assured, we send the stuff you required to all our listeners worldwide. We're now flying to Canada. Our listener there, Richard Lenke, based in St. Albert, Alberta, tuned into our radio broadcast fairly recently. Among Richard's program details, there were Inside Romania, the Romanian Arts, Sports Club, Cultural Events, One World Romania, Sports, Athlete of the Week. Richard also listened to my show, New Names on the Cover, focusing on writers, The Digital Age, Pinker, Ian McEwan, Christiana, Oxygen Details, Childhood, Memory, Kids, Humor, Slang Word, Pain, Labor, Executive Advertisers. Dear Richard, I am impressed that you are such a keen listener of our programs. Please tune in to Radio Romania International's programs in the future, as there's more to come in terms of news, culture and music, pop and traditional.
You are listening to Radio Romania International.
Shivan Dupol, the president of the Metali Listeners Club, based in the province of Kagra, the district of Murshidabad, West Bengal in India, tuned into our broadcast in late June this year. He wrote the following on our programs, quote, "Dear English Service Radio Romania International, greetings from India. I am Shivan Dupol, West Bengal, India, a regular listener of Radio Romania International. On June the 24th and the 27th, I received moderate reception from UTC 0300 to 0400 hours on 11825 kHz in Grundy YB8 receiver. Signal strength was good, noise and overall reception was moderate. The 21st of June was observed as International Yoga Day 2021. This year most of the events observed are online based and from home for the COVID-19 pandemic. How popular is yoga in Romania? Among other program details, news, reports, DX mailbag, focus on Romania, inside Romania, cultural event, sports, athlete of the week, food to Romania, song, another song, end of quote. Arthur Fernandez Llorella, living in Malgrat de Mar, Spain, tuned into our programs on June the 25th, 2021 at 1650 Romanian time, 92.9 megahertz. Quality of reception, weak signal for some minutes but with deep fading. It lasted for only 5 minutes. Receiver used Sanjian ATS-909 telescopic aerial. Program details. At 1650, I started listening to your program. I could listen to a man identifying your station as Radio Romania Actualități, that is, Radio Romania's News and Current Affairs channel. After that, you played Baby, I Love You Way by Big Mountain. You continued with more comments in Romanian and music, but so reception got worse, and soon I lost your signal, unfortunately. Mr. Llorella wrote, quote, I am a regular listener of Radio Romania International on Shortwave. I enjoy your programs like The Sounds of Romania or In the Spotlight. Some days ago, I could listen to your domestic radio channel from Spain, thanks to very special conditions of propagation on FM. I'm writing to let you know that my reception was quite all right and send you a reception report and a small recording of my reception, see attached file. I hope it will be of interest to you. I know that you are international section of Radio Romania, but I hope you will be so kind to confirm a reception of your domestic service with one of your nice QSL cards. Please mention in it the name of the channel Radio Romania Actualități and the frequency 92.9 megahertz. That information is really interesting for me, end of quote. Mr. Ratan Kumar Paul, based in the province of Daulatpur, the district of Dakshin Dinajpur, the state of West Bengal in India, tuned into our radio station on June the 18th from 0300 to 0400 hours UTC on 11825 kilohertz. The language was English, the receiver Grundig Digital, the antenna, the telescope antenna. SIO remarks 3-0. Mr. Osmani Cabrera Herrera Holguin, Cuba, tuned into our radio station on June the 30th, 2021 at 0100 hours UTC on 7375 kilohertz. Mr. Herrera tuned into our broadcast in English. His simple rating for the signal of our programs was 54544. The receiving equipment is made of a HQ500 analog radio receiver with a telescopic antenna. Well, that's all we have time for in this week's Listener's Letterbox. Thank you for tuning in and for expressing such a constant interest in our programs. Goodbye for now.